I mean, it's great. I think the reason and why he's back is because his health is, where he feels is, good to be at a high for him to coach his team. So, it's been great to have him around the last few days, and it's even going to be a greater booster, tonight, just seeing him out on the sidelines, patrolling us once again.
What are the things you missed when he was out?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, our coaches have done a great job of being an extension of our head coach and giving us the same message. But just his presence. I mean, you could look at the same as, a couple years ago when Steve Kerr kind of went out, for the Warriors, and, Luke Walton did a hell of a job. We all knew that. He's an extension of Steve Kerr's commands. But, when you have your head coach, you kind of know, just his voice, just his presence, things of that nature. So we kind of missed that.
Ron, at any time before he went out, did you encourage him, like, hey, take care of yourself, Ty, or slow down, or do what you need to do? Did you listen to you?
No.
I guess that stylistically what I was talking about is like with Coach Lou, what is it about him that helps get the best out of you guys?
Well, I mean, I think he just he challenges us. He kind of, he's been with us. I mean, he's our championship head coach, so he knows everything about our team. He knows how to get the best out of our players, even though we got a lot of new guys. But I think it's just his command. Having them back out there, it's going to be good for us.
Do you think there'll be anything where, at some point tonight, whether it's early or late, that you guys will be looking at him to make sure he's right?
No. We trust him, and we trust our front office that he's at a point now where he feels comfortable. We hope that he doesn't have a setback. Obviously that's what anything. That's what injuries. That's what health. You never hope that either a player or a coach ever has a setback. When they come back to work. So, we see what happens.
Were you able to notice things when he was still coaching? Were you concerned?
No, I mean, we all noticed it. I mean, we all noticed that his health wasn't where he would like it to be or where it should be for him to, just be living an everyday life, let alone being a head coach of an NBA franchise. So, we're happy he's in a great place now.
You talked for years about you just want to get in the tournament, in the playoffs. You're in. But as of right now, you're tied with the Sixers. They've won 12 straight. You've got this back-to-back. If you win both, you'll probably be third. If you don't, you probably won't. How much importance are you guys putting on these two games, or should you put on them?
No, we already clinched. So, we want to continue to play, good ball as we've been doing as of late. But we already clinched, so, we know we have a chance to compete for a championship, and that's all you can ask for.
Ron, do you think both Jordan and Rodney have gotten to the point where they're just playing now and they're not thinking about things as much and being the assertive players you need them to be?
I think so. I think they're very comfortable, right now. And obviously the shots, it's a make-or-miss league, and they don't always go in, but I think they're comfortable with what we want to get done around here on a day-to-day basis. So, it's great to see them in the comfort zone.
How would you evaluate and rate the challenge of this entire season over the course of your career?
It's been very challenging just because, it's been a revolving door. So many guys in and out. The mid-season trade, our head coach going down, our injuries has plagued us all year, and just having the consistency of having so many different, start lineups and so many different lineup changes because of the guys that's been in and out. So, it's been very challenging, but at the end of the day, you kind of keep your blinders on and push forward and see what happens. And I think I've been able to do that, and we've been able to do that, even with all the, the noise, either exterior or interior.
Is this one of the hardest seasons for you?
No, it's been challenging. Hard. Listen, we get to play basketball, and we get paid to play basketball, and I love what I do. I love the challenge of going out and playing ball. So, I don't never want to say it as hard, but it's been challenging.
I assume you had seen the documentary before it aired last night. So, but even still, having seen it before it goes on the screen, and now you're at home last night, what was it like for you to watch that on the screen?
It was great because I got an opportunity to watch it with my whole family, including my kids. My mother-in-law and my mother was there, and they had no idea I actually produced the show until after it went off and the credits came on, and they was like, "Wow, we didn't know you had something to do with this." So I kind of kept that a secret. It's just so much that we've been through, especially as African Americans in the last 50 years, but over 200 years. But to think that it's not even that far removed, and that's what my mother and my wife were saying last night. Like, they was just like showing like, wow, it's not even been that long. You look at like 1968 and 1969 and the 70s and things that was going on with segregation and everything that was going on in Selma and even coming back up north to Chicago and things of just us not having equal opportunities and rights and things of that nature for men and women of color. It's just we're not that far removed, and we're still going through a lot of that stuff. Not saying that segregation and not being able to vote and things like that, we can't do that now, but we've seen a lot happen in the last year, 2, 3, 4, or 5, where racism is still a big thing, and segregation, however you want to depict it, is still a part of it. Racism is still a part of everyday life. So I'll just commend, like a lot of the people that was on the show last night that just had an opportunity to be a part of those walks, be a part of that walk of life, be able to stand up for something that was much more beyond them, either still living or dead. Obviously, we know some of the greats that had something to do with it, MLK and JFK as well, and so many people. But I thank them. We all thank them. We all trying to figure out, no matter the color, the race, wherever you're from, to be able to have equal rights and equal opportunity. Being in the land of the free is what we call it here in America. So it's all about just trying to continue to push forward and keep the narrative going and keep the conversation going. Sorry to be so long-winded.
I'm sorry. Was there one element of the early struggle that you didn't really know about, Ron, or that kind of surprised you? I know the history, but there's some details.
What kind of surprised me was that, after the assassination of JFK, that Lyndon B. Johnson came in and continued the conversation and kept everything that JFK wanted to do. For some odd reason, my mother-in-law kind of thought it was the other way around. She actually thought LBJ was at the forefront of actually not keeping it going. And so a lot of the things that happened was pretty in awe. Obviously we know so much about MLK and what he was able to do, but there was so many more people around there as well that just put a lot of onus on themselves. I mean, obviously Fred Shuttlesworth, I didn't know a lot about his story and what he commanded and what he brought to the table as well. And I don't know, it's just it's a lot of sad things that happen, but I definitely respect everybody that had anything to do with that, and especially to the youth. I mean, we had kids out there back in those days that basically was like, okay, let's walk because we feel something is very important, and no matter the outcome of what's going on, no matter the horses or the dogs or the water that was sprayed on them, they continued to march because they knew that it was a bigger cause. So just a lot of respect.
LeBron, kind of along those lines, the New Yorker magazine is doing a story on Becky Hammon and her influence on the NBA. Mm-hmm. How would you and your teammates react to having a female head coach if that were to happen one day?
A female head coach?
Yeah.
I mean, if she knows what she's doing, we'll love it. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, basketball is not it doesn't matter. It's not about men or females. You know the game, you know the game. I mean, listen, we have so many female reporters now that know the game and they cover the game. I mean, you look at Doris Burke last night. She's one of the greatest that we have in our game. She knows the game, so it doesn't matter. If you know the game, then everybody's accepting of that. I mean, it's the same thing with players. I mean, you have different weight, walks, and shapes and lives of players. But if you can play, you can play. You always accept it. If you can't play, you can't play. If you know the game, you always accept it. If you don't know the game, it's all about your knowledge of the game. It shouldn't matter if you're a male or a female. And I give obviously you guys know how fond I am of Coach Pop. So for him to bring Becky in there to be able to be an assistant and kind of give her input. I don't quite know how much input she has. I'm not there on a day-to-day basis, but just having her face there, it means a lot. There's also some female coaches in the NFL as well too, right? I think it was one last year, right? Assistants. So I mean, it's cool. I mean, if you know the game, you know the game. I love talking the game, so I don't think it'd be a problem at all.
It's time for us to thank the best fans in the NBA. Did we say the best? We meant the best of the best. Masters of noise, gurus of game distractions, sultans of the slow path. To thank you, we're giving away over $1 million in prizes from our friends at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Get-Go, McDonald's, and more. Everyone in attendance will receive a Cavs cap, compliments of Discount Drug Mart, and one lucky fan will win a ride of a lifetime on the Goodyear Blimp. For information and tickets, visit Cavs.com/fan app.